hurricane? Alright, welcome back to another video. I'm Acorn, and this weekend I'm going to be doing the Upper Bald River Wilderness Area Loop in Tennessee. I'm actually right on the Tennessee-North Carolina border right now, and I also don't know where the trail is. The road kind of just ended and it's supposed to connect to the Benton MacKaye Trail, so I have to go look for that. Also, just FYI, I parked at the end of Beaverdam Rd, which is not the recommended parking area for this loop. I didn't realize how difficult it was going to be to get up here. It's basically just like off-roading, and I barely made it up in my Subaru Forester, and I'm a little bit nervous about going back down on Monday, but definitely would not recommend trying it in like your Prius or Toyota Camry. Probably not a good idea. But there are other access points, so you can still do it without having to go up this road. But yeah, that's about it. I'm just going to put on my shoes, get my pack ready, and then I'll show you a little bit of where I parked, and then we're going to find the trail and we're going to get started. So let's go. I also forgot to mention, it is extremely hot out here right now. Like, it was like 91 down in the valley, and I think it's obviously not as hot up here, but I don't know. Also, I might just not be used to this level of humidity coming from Detroit area. So yeah, it's really hot, so I'm gonna make sure and stay hydrated and you know, monitor myself and make sure that you know, I'm staying safe as I should in the heat. Okay, let me go show you where I drove up at. And then, okay, flies in my car. And then we can go look for the trail together. It should be that way, but I don't know. I don't actually have a map to navigate with, so we'll get into that more in a little bit. But yeah, kind of going in a little bit blind, but it'll be fun. It'll be great. As long as we don't get too lost. I'll roll up my windows. I'm all over the place today. I'm not all there right now. Alright, let's do it. Okay, so this is where I drove in at. And I know it never looks as steep on the camera as it does in real life, but it just goes like 5 miles back down to the Tellico River, down that way. So that's where I drove in at. And then this up here, I parked over there. I had to like back down here because the turnaround point was so like washed out. I definitely would have gotten stuck because it's really muddy. So I'll show you that. Hang on. Okay, so, geez. Over here, oh, I'm in the way. Can you really see that? Well, that's like where you're supposed to turn around, and it's all like washed out. Let me turn the camera around so you can see a little better. That's where you're supposed to drive out because it like loops around that way. But yeah, that's not gonna work. So yeah, I just turned around and I already found the trail, or a trail. Let's see what the sign says here. It just says no vehicles. This has got to be it. It's gonna actually it's like a lollipop. So there's like a connector trail to the Benton MacKaye, and then I'm gonna take a left when I get to the Benton MacKaye Trail. So I'm gonna head, that is the trail. I'm gonna head that way, and then I'll check in when we get to the BMT, and we'll see where we're at. So let's do it. Made it to the Benton MacKaye Trail. I'm a little confused though, because I thought this would just kind of be like a T intersection, but there's 3 ways to go. I came from, well, there's 4. I came from there. There's that way. There's over here, which I think is nothing. And then, I mean, this one has the BMT blaze on this tree. I'll show you. There's the blaze. The white diamond is the Benton MacKaye Trail. So this is the way I'm going to go. And today, because it's like 4 o'clock right now, it took me 10 hours to drive here this morning, so I got here pretty late. So I'm just basically going to hike until whenever I feel like. I'm probably going to try to make it to Sandy Gap because that's where I'm going to split off from the Benton MacKaye Trail. I don't think I'm going to try to find the connector trail tonight. I'm going to wait and leave that for morning. So hopefully I will be able to find camping around there. So yeah, let's get started. I want to go ahead and put in some miles, and then I will explain a little bit more about the map situation as we go. But I want to go ahead and get some miles down. So here we go. What are these? Focus. It's so pretty. Is it? I don't know. I want to say it's, no. I was going to say it's a type of azalea. Come on. But I don't know. It looks tropical. I know it's not, but it looks like it. There is a storm brewing. It's just been like thundering, and the wind, it's been like gusting through here. It's really picking up. That was not at all on the forecast. It was 0% chance of rain today, but it's Appalachia. It can do whatever it wants. So I'm probably, if it does start coming down, which I can feel it, like it is coming, I probably won't film very much until I get in my tent, because I'm gonna put my phone in a Ziploc bag, and I need to pop on my rain jacket like right now. I can like hear it over there. So, okay, I'm gonna do that. Yeah, I got soaked. I mean, on top of my rain jacket. It came down really hard for like 15 minutes. And my feet are soaked too. But now it stopped and the sun's coming out, so I guess I'd rather that than it rain overnight and get my tent all wet so that it's like extra heavy tomorrow. My shoes should dry out pretty well overnight, and even if they don't, there's a lot of river crossings on this trail, or like creek fords, so they're gonna get wet anyway. But man, it was not in the forecast, but alright. It's like 5 o'clock now, or like, it's like 5:30, and I'm probably gonna hike until like 7 or 7:30 and see how close to Sandy Gap I get, if I don't get there by then. Now I'm gonna set up camp. This has got to be a turkey feather. Look at how big it is, like compared to my hand. I know you're not really supposed to touch bird feathers, but it's so cool. Okay, so it's time to set up camp, and I figured we could do a little chat while I set up my tent. I just hung my bear bag, well, the bear line over there, and it's about 7 o'clock right now, and I actually didn't go all the way to Sandy Gap. There was a marked campsite in a spring, like on a spur trail, that I didn't know I was going to come across, but it's really cute, and there's kind of a view out that way even. But I was having a lot of issues with my All Trails app that I was kind of using to navigate. It doesn't actually have really like most of the loop on there. I can see the Benton MacKaye Trail, but the connector trail where the Benton MacKaye meets the Kirkland Creek Trail is non-existent on the All Trails map. So I'm kind of hoping to just walk in the general direction of where I'm supposed to go, and hopefully I'll see a trail there. But I don't know. I'll find out tomorrow when I get to the trail intersection. Now, the loop is on the hiking project online. That's where I heard about this loop. And I guess they're affiliated with the Onyx app, which I thought about like subscribing to it so that I could download their offline map. But it was kind of like not very user friendly. I don't know, I kept getting confused. I would like hit something and it would like back me all the way out of the map, and I just didn't want to bother with it. So I took some screenshots of the map and saved those, and then I just downloaded the offline map through All Trails, which has this area. It just doesn't have the loop marked. So we'll see how that works out for me. My all-trails was glitching a lot, like the whole hike in, and it finally fixed itself, which I forgot that this happened before, but I couldn't zoom in on anything. I couldn't like rotate the map at all, like orientate it how I needed to. All I could do was like move it, and it was like everything was upside down and way zoomed in and I couldn't see anything, but luckily it was really well blazed. There were signs, there were double blazes at like intersections. It was really easy to follow, which I love the Benton MacKaye Trail for this reason, because it's really secluded and not a lot of people travel on it, but it's still maintained. Like, I didn't pass another hiker all day, but it's still very obviously being maintained. So honestly, one of the most underrated trails in the Southeast, the whole thing. Let me give you a little tour of the campsite before it might start raining again. I hear thunder and it's getting dark and the wind picked up, but it's kind of sunny over there, so I don't know. But let me flip the camera around. Okay, here we go. So, got a really good pitch on my tent today. This is the spur trail that I walked in on. And then we got a little fire ring, and there's kind of a view out there. And I'm not going to build a fire, but there's lots of firewood here. And then over this way, way down that way, is where I hung my bear line. Far away from the tent, but I don't know. The last time I was in this area was the time that a bear came into my campsite in the morning, and that is all I can think about right now. So I'm gonna try to get a good night's sleep, but I definitely have bears on my mind a lot more than typical, just because every time I've come to this area, there's either been like really strong, like recent bear evidence, or that time that I actually had the bear in my campsite. So I'm not going to think about that anymore, because if it happens, then I'll just deal with it and scare the bear away like you're supposed to, and that's that. I don't know if you can hear that, but this storm rolled in so fast, and this wind, oh my gosh, it's about to come down. I set up camp just in time. I didn't cook dinner. I hung my bear bag already. I was like, there's no way. Like, I like ate a few snacks real quick, shoved everything in the food bag and hung it up, because, oh my gosh. Like, what is this storm? It was literally 0% chance of rain for this area, at least when I checked last night. Holy moly. Is it a hurricane? Alright, it's the next day now. It is Sunday, and I just started hiking around 7:30 this morning. I wanted to wait until it got light enough that I didn't need my headlamp, because my headlamp's on low battery, so I want to conserve it just in case. I don't really plan to be doing any kind of like night hiking, but you know, and I have my phone flashlight as a backup just in case, because I didn't bring extra batteries for my headlamp like I should have, but not a big deal. And last night it stormed for most of the night. It like stopped a few times and then started right back up again with the wind, and it rained pretty steadily. Not like crazy hard like downpour, but it was just for a long time. And I've been listening to thunder all morning. It kind of feels like it's gonna storm again. So not too excited about these creek and river crossings today, because the water levels are probably gonna be really high. So we'll see how that goes. But I'm making my way to Sandy Gap right now. I'm not too far away, and then we're gonna find where the trail spurs off, hopefully, and then I'll update you when we get there. Look at this man. Hello. I don't know what, oh, it's like kind of beat up a little bit. It's really pretty big though. Some kind of beetle. Its wing is messed up though. Okay. You trying to hide? Alright, I'll leave you alone. So I made it to Sandy Gap. I came out from back there down, I believe it's Ethan Road, and the Benton MacKaye goes straight uphill behind me over there, and then there's, I don't know if you can really see, I believe, this is actually labeled, there's a trail going to the right. It should be the Kirkland Creek Trail, and there is a signpost, so let's go look at it. This one is clearly less traveled, which makes sense. It says Trail 85. I don't know what that means because none of my trails are numbered. So I believe this is the correct trail though. My All Trails is glitching again today, so it's kind of annoying. I can see the map, I just can't like zoom in on anything to see like road names and, you know, gaps and balds and stuff. And I can't like orient it. Maybe it'll unglitch. I don't know. I don't know why it's doing that, but I'm gonna go this way, and we should be hitting the Kirkland Creek pretty soon if this is the correct trail. It feels like I'm just going into the deepest, darkest part of the wilderness area. It looks way brighter on camera. Just in a rhododendron tunnel. This is pretty cool, honestly. It's a vibe. It's so dark. Guess this is what they mean when they call it the green tunnel. But I like the green tunnel. It's so dark in here. Like, I could easily pull out my headlamp. I'm not going to, but look at this. This is what the trail has turned into, which I got like off, like I couldn't find where it went right away a couple times, but it's been relatively easy to follow, even though it is extremely overgrown. And I've had to cross the creek. Well, I crossed it one time when I didn't need to because it looked like the trail went over there because there was a campsite and like a, you know, a path. But then I realized I didn't need to cross over. But I've crossed like 4 times, I want to say, so far. And none of the crossings have been too bad. Even with the creek, it's flowing pretty fast. So it's definitely like pretty high right now. But this is the Kirkland Creek Trail. And clearly it's not super well traveled, which was pretty much exactly what I expected. So I just forded the Bald River. The crossing is back there. I actually had to check the map to like find out that this was the Bald River. I thought it was just another branch of Brookshire Creek. Maybe I might have been saying the name wrong the whole time, to be honest. I'll have to look it up. I'm also getting like eaten up by mosquitoes. I don't know if you can see all these bites, but like, and like they're like getting me whenever I cross the creeks. But I'm at Bald River Road now, and I don't know if I follow the road. I need to find, I know I like walk kind of along the river for 2 miles, and then, or the road maybe, on the Bald River Trail. Oh, now it says Trail 85. And then I like connect back with the Benton MacKaye. So I don't really have, oh, there's a turkey. I don't know if you can, oh, yeah, it's still going. I don't know if you can see that or not. But yeah, I'm at the road now, so let me figure out where I'm supposed to go. And then I will tell you so that you're not lost when you're here too. Okay, so correction, that was the Kirkland Creek Trail that I've been on for the past 4.5 miles. I am turning right on Bald River Road. There should be a campsite 11. I don't know. Holly Flats campground is just a little bit that way too. So that's like walk-in camping that you could camp at. But I'm supposed to find a campsite 11, and then there should be like the start of Brookshire Creek Trail around there, and then I'll follow that along the Bald River for 2 miles until I come back to the Benton MacKaye Trail. So I'm just walking up the road right now. It's at a short distance is what the like the hiking project trip summary said. So we'll see. So this has got to be campsite 11. There's a fire ring over there. It's just off the road. I see a sign here for a trail. Oh yeah, Camp 11. Right, I can't zoom in. Yeah, I also realized it's not all trails that's glitching. It's my phone screen. Oh, hello. My goodness. I almost stepped on all these guys. Tire swallowtails. Wow. Yeah, I just can't, like, you know how you use 2 fingers to zoom in on stuff? I can't do that on any of my apps, so it's not all trails' fault. But that sign over there says Camp 11, and then this should be the Brookshire Creek Trail, but I'm going to take a few photos of these beautiful guys, and then we'll go check out the trail. Okay, so here's the trail. This has got to be Brookshire Creek Trail. I didn't realize there are going to be more creek crossings. Looks like there's a whole bunch. Yeah, I'm gonna just try. I don't even know I don't really have a map to look at all for this section. Just that I can check and see that I'm heading generally in the right direction. So yeah, I'm gonna head this way. And this is really pretty creek, but I don't want to keep fording the creeks. I feel like I'm gonna fall down on my face. But yeah, I'm gonna go this way and just keep an eye on the map, and hopefully it's the correct trail. I think it is, though. Made it to the intersection with the BMT, and I actually have to go up there. I'm just on top of where the waterfall was, but it's actually only 4.5 miles back to the car, I think, and it's only like 2 o'clock, so I might end up in my car again tonight. I don't know. There should be one campsite on the way up, according to the hiking project. But I'm not sure yet, so I guess I'll decide when I get there, see what time it is. Wow, this is pretty steep. It is supposed to be a pretty big climb out of here. but I don't know what they mean by big climb, so we'll see if it's actually that bad. Made it back to the Beaverdam Bald Spur Trail. Here's the sign, but I'm not going that way. I'm gonna go back that way. I did decide to go back to my car tonight, so little, maybe 4/10 of a mile hike back up to the Bald, and then we'll be done. So, sorry you're at a weird angle. This is just where, as high up as I can get the stand to go. But I'm driving now down the road because I remembered on the way up there was like a pull-off with a really pretty overlook, and I wanted to park there tonight and like camp, but I think I must have already passed it. I definitely didn't see it because I thought it was like further down, like back up towards the Bald, but I guess I'll just park. Hang on. Going uphill now. We might be coming up on it, actually. I think we might be. Ooh, come on, girl. There we go. Come on, you can do it. Oh, yeah. Ooh. Oh, this is it. Okay, never mind. I'm literally going to take this so slowly because if I back up too far, I'm going to back off the edge of this mountain, and I don't have a backup camera. I'm going to, like, literally just get out and check. Ooh, I'm nervous. Okay, I know I want my back in this way. Oh, I'm scared. Okay, hang on. I gotta check. Okay, I have like 20 more feet. I'm so scared. Okay. Alright, so I made it back to my car, and I'm actually in a new spot, which I'm going to show you the view in just a minute. But I saw this, on the way up, I saw this like pull off with an overlook, like a little campsite. There's a little fire ring down there too. And so I decided that I would just drive back down a little bit and come to this campsite and spend the night here instead of up on top of the Bald. I'm eating dinner. I have a Knorr meal. It's like the rice one. Pretty good. I'm really hungry. But ultimately, yeah, I decided to come back to my car because, firstly, because I meant to tell you about this last night, but then with the storm, I didn't have a chance. But I decided not to bring my quilt on this trip because I thought it was going to be really hot. And so all I brought was my puffy jacket, my wool pants, and then my sleeping bag liner. And I thought that maybe that would be enough, and it was okay. I was a little bit chilly last night. I wasn't like comfortable, so I thought I'd be more comfortable in my car, and I have a blanket here too. And then also I ate almost all of my snacks, so I wasn't really gonna have anything to eat for breakfast. So those are the two big reasons why I decided just to come back to my car. But honestly, I'm living for this view, so let me show you what I'm looking at. So this is my view from the back of my car. I wish I could zoom in on it for you, but can I do that? Oh, okay, kinda. Isn't that gorgeous? I can see a little house down there too. Like way right there's a house, that little white speck. But yeah, I'm gonna sit here and watch the sunset because that is beautiful. And I have not seen another human being all day, so I'm gonna just enjoy it all to myself. All right, so overall, that was a fantastic trip. I highly recommend this trail if you want to go somewhere secluded that is wildernessy and has some key scenic features like the waterfall. And there is an overlook at Wacheesy Bald. You can do a spur to as well if you, or you can actually park there if you want and just start the loop over there. So, highly recommend. Just make sure you know what you're doing with navigation and feel comfortable following an unmarked trail. I don't necessarily recommend this trail if you're a beginner, but if you know what you're doing and you have the tools to navigate, then I say go for it because it is worth it. So, yeah, I think that's pretty much all for this trip. It was supposed to be 23 miles, but I think it was a little bit less than that. I think it was more like 20 or 21. So, definitely a wonderful just one night trip, or you could break it up and make it a 3-day trip if you wanted to. But yeah, I think that's about it. I know I said in the last video I was supposed to go on a trip in June, and I did not go on that trip because I was sick for like 3.5 weeks. It was supposed to be the Five Lake Loop up in Michigan, so I'll probably hit that trail later this year, or if not, in the spring. And then next month I have a really, really exciting one that I cannot wait to hike and film at. Natalie's going to come with me on that trip. Then I have a September trip, and then in October I'm going to a totally new state that I've never been to before to visit a friend and do some backpacking. So stay tuned for those trips. And yeah, thank you so much for watching. If you have any questions about this trip especially, just leave me a comment and I'll try to put some information like GPS coordinates of where I parked, things like that in the description to help you out, because there's not a ton of information online about this trail. So feel free to ask me any questions you have and I'll do my best to answer them as well. But thank you so much for watching and happy hiking!